Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome anew if you're joining just now. I cooked up something else as you can see, and I want to talk about it. With this piece, I wanted to conclude our exploration of the Orothians, for now. We talked the ins and outs of this enigmatic civilization. We know a bit about their history, their culture, and the way their society was brought down by the very weight of the pillars it was built upon. I wanted to give the Orothians a heartfelt salute as we temporarily depart from them to touch upon other subjects in the world of Drasil. To do so, I conjured up a final image from the twisted innards of my imagination. A piece that would capture the beauty, the majesty, and the tragedy of the Orothian people. I wanted to depict a female Orothian warrior who just awoke from her slumber to find her world collapsing around her. She is fluctuating through the whole of the white pillars, thanks to the levitating properties of her mantle, witnessing the devastation and ruin that was wrought upon Oroth by decades of abandonment and decay. In my mind, she was meant to be a caretaker, as one of the few original Orothians remaining, encumbered with the dire task of guiding the new generations of artificially born children towards the future. She should have slept a mere handful of decades, suspended in onerostasis in the airtight bosom of a preservation chamber. Instead, she slept for centuries, and when she awoke, the city that had been her home had fallen, and is nothing more now than a fragment of space and matter adrift in the chaos of the deep roads, waiting to be collapsed into non-existence. There is nothing left for her to do but to wander the decaying remains of Oroth, fighting the horrors that have bred into its festering ruins, in hopes to meet a valiant demise. Though the world crumbles around her, her honor is still intact, and her vigor untouched. Whatever lurks in the husk that was once Oroth, defiling its sacred grounds, will know the might of her fury. Her battle will last until breath heaves her chest, or until the fragment of reality she inhabits is crushed into formless particles. But the weight of this realization will not dull her blade, nor dampen her war cries. I actually got the crawlies reading out the last part. I should totally make a short story out of this now that I'm thinking about it. Anywho, in case you were wondering what the hell's going on with the scenery in this image, here's a quick explanation. There are no stone quarries in the deep roads, so the Orothians had to recur to hylogenesis, the arcane process of conjuring matter. A skillful arcanist can conjure all sorts of complex and articulate objects with the right amount of energy at their disposal, and the Orothians lacked neither energy nor knowledge. The whole of Oroth was built exactly like this, conjuring large edifices out of immensely complex glyphic blueprints. The thing with halogenic matter is that it doesn't just crumble and waste away as it weathers. Its decaying process is much more complex. If not properly stabilized by the appropriate rites, halogenic matter gives birth to microbiotes that start festering inside it, eating structures from the inside out and repurposing them. In the deep roads especially, such microscopic life forms thrive beautifully, forming lively colonies and evolving into more complex creatures when given time. Another cool detail I worked out was clothing. It bugged me for a long time how clothing would work for shape-shifting people like the Orothians, especially when the transformation includes the growth of a tail and horns and spiky parts and talons. The way the Orothians took care of the issue was by forging Fleischbrachen, or flesh brooches in the common tongue. These jewels are designed to adhere to the skin of those they are created for, and they contain all the information about the desired clothing in the shape of a runic blueprint. When the Orothians transform into their exalted form, the cloth sprouts out of the jewel, covering their body, much like their exalted flesh does. If you're wondering, what do they do when they are not in their exalted form? Well, they're just butt naked, because they don't care about their lesser form. That's a form that they despise, and as such, they don't feel the need to cover it up. And here she comes, elegant and majestic, even on the backdrop of this dying city. It was hard managing contrast, since her local colors are really dark, but I really like how she came out. If you liked this, and want to know more about Dresel Saga, do stick around, drop me a like, comment below, subscribe, and spread the good word around. The more the merrier, right? Anyway, this is DB Guaylo, I'm Emiliano, and you've been awesome. See you in the next one.